This is the top 5 best class setups or loadouts in Warzone and Verdansk. So if you guys are want to go crazy in Verdansk, if you guys want to do really good, this is everything that you're going to need. Only these 5 classes. So we're going to get right into it with the Kilo 141. I know everyone's pretty excited about this AR. This really is a fan favorite from Modern Warfare, and now it's in Verdansk and BO6. So going right into it, we're going to start out with the suppressor. Now, if you don't care too much about the suppressor, you can put on the compensator, but because of this build, I just don't think that it's necessary to even have the compensator. I think that this build is more than enough recoil control, but for me, like I said, suppressor is really the go-to. Next, we're going to go with the long barrel. I see some people using gain twist or reinforce, completely up to you, whatever you want. This is kind of personal preference. I think that long barrel helps because of this low recoil. I think that this is going to be much better for more range versus more bullet velocity. Plus, it already has decent bullet velocity as it is. Next, we're going to go with the vertical foregrip for the horizontal recoil control and recoil stabilization. This thing is absolutely fantastic and honestly makes it so this thing is practically a laser. But afterwards, we're putting on the extended mag 1. You do not need extended mag 2 because it just gives cons, and I don't think that you really need it, especially extended mag 3. I just think that that's kind of overkill. Extended mag 1 is perfect. There's no cons. It really gets the job done. Then we're going to put on the recoil springs. The recoil springs are absolutely amazing. I know you're going to be tempted to put on rapid fire. Please don't put on rapid fire. You do not need it. It's really just unnecessary because you go into the firing range. This is what you're going to essentially be dealing with. I mean, it's very easy to control this. It basically has 0 recoil. Now, if you guys are somebody that do not want to use an iron sight, if you guys want to use an optic, what you can do instead is you can take off recoil springs. And for the optic, you can put on, well, anything that you want to. I recommend the Willis 3 times. This thing is actually amazing. I think with the Willis 3 times, it does bounce a little bit without the recoil springs, but not really that big of a deal. It just gets the job done pretty easy overall. Hold on. Boom, there we go. As you guys see, I think you're going to be dealing with a lot of engagements pretty easily. But afterwards, we're going to go into the C9. This is going to be an absolute necessity for SMGs. This thing just kills so easily. It doesn't take much effort to use this weapon. So we're going to put on the suppressor. The suppressor is really one of my go-tos. Like I said before, if you don't want to use this, you can use the compensator. Both are completely fine and both are relatively easy to use. I think compensator makes it a little bit easier, but there's really no recoil on the C9 in the first place with this build at least. So I put on long barrel for increasing damage range. I've noticed that gain twist barrel isn't as popular anymore, and long barrel really does get the job done a bit quicker. So long barrel really is my go-to now. I also put on the vertical foregrip just to control that recoil I was talking about earlier. So this thing is a practical laser at close and medium range, sometimes long range, but I wouldn't recommend using this in long range. You can, but if they have an AR, they're more than likely going to beat you. Extended mag 1 is pretty nice. I don't think extended mag 2 is necessary. Extended mag 1 is more than enough. It just gets the job done pretty easily. And I put on ergonomic grip. This thing is so amazing. This entire build right here. Hold on. Let's switch to the C9. As you guys see, it really does not move. If you guys want to use the compensator to control the recoil a little bit more, I mean, you can. I'll show you what it looks like. I just don't think that it's absolutely necessary. So this is with the compensator, and it's something where you don't really have to control the recoil at all. You don't have to move your thumbstick at all, but whatever version you want to is completely fine and up to you. If you wanted to use a gunfighter version, I would suggest putting on no stock or balanced stock, more so no stock just because of the movement speed increase. And then for the fire mods, I would suggest putting on recoil springs or overpressure. Don't put on rapid fire. I just think that it's not going to be beneficial. But afterwards, we're going to move on to the CR56 AMAX. This thing is incredible. I think this is going to be used so much in Warzone, especially in Verdansk. People that are reliving the old Verdansk days, they're going to have a field day with this. So this is something that you're going to have on for your class setup. What you're going to put on is the Willis 3 times, unless you don't want to use that. If you want to use something else, completely up to you. If you want to use the iron sight, cool as well. But the Willis 3 times is 3 times the magnification plus the recoil gun kick. So it's actually pretty amazing in my opinion. Afterwards, we're going to put on the compensator. The compensator is going to make sure this thing practically has no recoil, and it's insane, honestly. It's such a powerful weapon. I would recommend using gain twist for this weapon just because the bullet velocity isn't great, but the damage range is pretty amazing. So as you guys see, this is what we're dealing with. I highly recommend rocking with this over the long barrel. If you want to use long barrel, completely up to you. I just think that gain twist will be a whole lot better. Then I went to the vertical foregrip. I think that this is an absolute essential for this weapon. I don't think that you should use anything else. Then we went with the extended mag 1. Don't go with the extended mag 2. Don't go with the flip mag. Don't go with the M67. Just extended mag 1. That's more than enough. Gets the job done. Going in the firing range, and this is what you're going to essentially be dealing with. I mean, as you guys see, it's basically as little recoil as the Kilo with this build. So with that being said, oh wait, this is the kilo. That's awkward. Let's not talk about that. So now, like I said before, this thing essentially has the same recoil as the kilo. Wow. That was really awkward. But yeah, basically this thing does not move, is absolutely amazing, and gets the job done very very easy. I know somebody in the comment section is gonna roast me for that. Somebody in the comment, whoever sees it, just comment LOL if you saw that. That was just a really awkward moment, but I mean, we can laugh about it together. Anyway, this thing is pretty amazing. If you guys want to use a gunfighter version, I would recommend putting on the quick draw grip. Then afterwards, for the stock, I would recommend probably the balanced stock. I mean, that's pretty decent if you don't want to use the balanced stock. Probably the light stock for more movement speed, but everything else is not really necessary. And then for the fire mods, I would recommend just recoil springs. I don't really think you need rapid fire, plus it has way more cons in Warzone. If you wanted to, you could put on overpressured and then switch to long barrel as well if you wanted to have an overkill version like that, and that would be pretty solid. But next we're going to go with the PP919. This thing is going to be amazing in Verdansk just because of the amount of bullets and the amount of damage it does very easily. This also does not need gunfighter, so we're going to start out with a suppressor unless you want to put on compensator. I just don't think that it's necessary. Monolithic suppressor is going to be incredible. Absolutely incredible. This is the first time I'm actually seeing it, but monolithic suppressor is going to be absolutely amazing because of the bullet velocity and damage range increase. So once this is unlockable, unlock it and use it. But suppressor for now is going to be good enough. And then once that gets unlocked, just keep basically everything else that you see on here. Long barrel is absolutely essential for this SMG, and trust me, it's going to kill very easily with no effort whatsoever. This is the one you're going to want to have on there. Next, you're going to put on the ergonomic grip just for the aim down sight speed, slide, dive, and jumping aim down sight speed. Trust me, this thing is insane. If you don't have this ergonomic, make sure you have the quick draw grip, and it's more than enough. But ergonomic is really the best rear grip for SMGs overall. Then we're going to put on no stock for the movement speed, strafing movement speed, and hipfire movement speed. This is just honestly just the best choice for stocks, especially for the PP919 SMGs and all that. I think that nothing really comes close. This is just a fantastic attachment. Then we're going to go with the rapid fire. Specifically for this weapon, just to, well, give a higher rate of fire, this thing already has low recoil, has fantastic damage range, and everything. So it kind of offsets the cons. But just to go into the firing range to show you guys what we're going to be dealing with, this, man, when I tell you, I don't know why it's doing this, but when I tell you this thing is absolutely busted, it does not take much effort to use, and the buff rapid fire is just going to make it that much more of a lethal weapon in Verdansk. So we have one more weapon, and that's going to be the XM4. I know people still love the XM4 to this day, so we're going to be creating a build for you guys right here, starting out with the Willis 3 times. I think that this is honestly the most optimal choice. If you don't want to use this, completely up to you. I know some people like using the M3 or some other things like that, so whatever you want to use, completely up to you. I like the Willis 3 times. You don't really need a muzzle. If you want a muzzle, you can put on the suppressor or compensator, but it's not really necessary. Next, we're going to go with the long barrel for the maxed out damage range. If you don't want this, reinforced or gain is completely fine, but I like the long barrel. Afterwards, we're going to go with the vertical foregrip for horizontal recoil control, which is absolutely beautiful. Makes this thing insanely broken. Next, we're going to go with the extended mag 3. And then afterwards, we're going to go with the buffer weight stock. Now, you're probably wondering, wait, vertical foregrip and buffer weight stock? Yes, trust me, because when you go into the firing range, and this has done this for like the 4th time now, this is what you're going to be dealing with. This thing literally does not move essentially every range. Now, if you do not want both the buffer weight and the vertical, you can take off the vertical or the buffer weight, whatever one you want to. We'll take off the buffer weight for the sake of it, and we'll say put on the compensator instead. And this is going to be the new thing that you deal with. So it kicks maybe a tad bit more, but it's not something that you're going to notice too much. And you're going to have essentially no recoil, and you're going to have less cons with this. So whichever one you want is completely up to you and completely fine. Shout out to U4GM for sponsoring this video. They're the go-to COD BO6 services website. Right now, they have a gift bundle that's 50% off the official price. So if you need help with tough challenges, their bot lobbies make getting mastery camos or any camos really easy. Plus, they sell cheap COD points. So if you want to give this a try, my code is CHAIN for 5% off.